Hello, and welcome to another edition of All or None According to Jack with your host, Jack Toledano. As you can see, my backdrop is the Sacandaga Lake. Uh, when this airs, uh, I will probably be up there, uh, have enjoying a little peace and solitude, and doing some work on my house as I continually make it prettier and prettier as the time goes by. But can't beat the solitude. It's just such a wonderful thing. Anyway, so our topic for tonight, I had done best of the live albums of the 70s. So tonight we are going to talk about the best live albums of the 80s. So let's go there. Let's share. And there we are. I'm going to go to the slideshow. There we go. Best live albums of the 80s. As always, done the all or not according to Jack way. Um, so this is going to be a very fun uh, task as the other one was. I really enjoyed doing this. Uh, I will say that it's a little tougher because of the fact that um, the music industry is ever evolving, ever changing, and from the late 70s into the early 80s, you did have some style changes. Heavy metal became popular. Uh, Disco was dying, and new wave was getting popular. So, but then there's still some pop staples. But so that's what you're going to see. A lot of transition. So let's start with number 20, Dokken, Beast from the East. So Dokken, I'd say, I don't know if I would call them a hair metal band or just a straightforward metal band, but they do have you know, they do sound a little closer to the hair metal bands, but my favorites on the album, Tooth and Nail, Kiss of Death, When Heaven Comes Down, It's Not Love, Just Got Lucky, and of course, Breaking the Chains. So that's Dokken, Beast from the East, 1988. Number 19, Simon and Garfunkel. So back in 82, they got back together. So they had split in early 70s, 71, I think it was. I was still very young. But they got back together. I guess somebody must have offered them a lot of money to do this. But at the same time, I think Paul Simon was looking for another way to showcase his songs. So if you look, so they got back together in 1982, and they did this special concert in Central Park, uh, in the heart of New York City, Manhattan Island. Um, But if you look closely, you'll see that some of the songs are actually Paul Simon solo songs from the 70s. Uh, Me and Julio Down by the Schoolyard, uh, Still Crazy After All These Years, Slip Sliding Away, Kodachrome, which is probably my favorite Paul Simon solo song, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, Just Slip It Out the Back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. Don't need to be coy, Roy. Just listen to me. So, of course, great, classics by Simon and Garfunkel, Mrs. Robinson, Homeward Bound. Um, I don't know if Still Crazy After All These Years. I think so. Uh, Bridge Over Troubled Water, The Boxer, 59th Street Bridge Song, Feeling Groovy, Sound of Silence. So excellent performance, if you don't mind the fact that they and Garfunkel threw a couple of solo songs in there as well. Uh, I think April She Come She Will. I think that's one of them. Okay. Number 18. U2 Under a Blood Red Sky. So yeah, so granted, it's only one disc and it was a short live album, so that prevented me from giving it a higher rating, but some great songs on this, I love their sound in the early 80s that they introduced, changed it up a little in the scope of rock music. I Will Follow, Sunday Bloody Sunday, All Is Quiet on New Year's Day. Uh, great band. U2. Number 17, Ozzy Osbourne Tribute. So I'm not a huge Ozzy Osbourne fan, but nobody can deny how great Randy Rhoads was. And this basically was a live tribute to Randy Rhoads. Um, I don't know, Crazy Train, Believer, Mr. Crowley, all of side one, side two, Flying High Again. Uh, so actually, yeah, sides one and two are all Ozzy solo. Of course, he did bring a few Old Sabbath, Iron Man, Children of the Grave, Paranoid. That's that. Ozzy Osbourne, Randy Rhoads. Shoulders bothering me, so I have to do this on occasion to relieve the pain. Sorry about that. Number 16, Motorhead, No Sleep at All, 1988. I mean, what can you say? Lemmy Kilmister fucking kills it. Dr. Rock, uh, Ace of Spades, Eat the Rich, Killed by Death, Overkill. Uh, and then you have some a 1996 reissue where they add Stay Clean and Metropolis. Good shit, man. 15, The Clash. So this is one of those. So had I did this back in the 80s, I wouldn't have. This recording wasn't available to the general public at the time. It was recorded in 1982, but released in 2008 at Shea Stadium, venerable Shea Stadium, where I have gone to see many a Met game. Last I checked, they were leading the Arizona Diamondbacks 5-4, sixth inning, something like that. Um, so let's look at this. London Calling, Rock the Casbah, Train in Vain, uh, Should I Stay or Should I Go? I Fought the Law. Uh, you know, the Clash, they came to America with an attitude, but they were quickly sold to American audiences. Rock the Casbah got a lot of play in discotheques in those early 80s. Uh, Granted, I don't think they got along with too many people at the US Festival. Uh, Joe Strummer supposedly got into an argument with Eddie Van Halen over, what to do with the proceeds of the money or whatever. But anyway, they were very important for their time, and they opened for the Who at this show. So, and the Who wouldn't have brought them on board if they didn't think they were, would have put some additional asses in the seats. So, good job to the Clash. We'll be talking more about Shea Stadium later on. Number 14, April Wine from Nova Scotia, uh, Canada. Uh, I Like to Rock. Just Between You and Me. Sign of the Gypsy Queen. And this song, I absolutely love this song. She's a high roller, baby. Yes, she is. Good stuff. Uh, Before the Dawn, not to be confused with Judas Priest's song Before the Dawn. These are re-released bonus tracks, by the way. They actually do a cover of the song by King Crimson, 21st Century Schizoid Man. Oh, what a night. Say that 5 times fast with a drum solo. But great band. Shame they didn't hit it bigger in the United States, but a good band nonetheless. 13. This is a band I believe you're going to know very well. Judas Priest. So I didn't really score this higher. Reason being is because it's really just their stuff from the 80s. There's really not much from the 70s unless you count the re-release on CD where they added Hellbent for Leather, uh, Rock Hard Ride Free, which I love, Screaming for Vengeance, great tune, but this was their core songs from the album. They were touring Turbo at that time, Out in the Cold, uh, Private Property, Rock You All Around the World, Turbo Lover, Parental Guidance, other staples at that time from earlier in the 80s, Heading Out to the Highway, Metal Gods, Breaking the Law off of British Steel, Love Bites, Some Heads Are Gonna Roll, uh, The Sentinel, all off of Defenders of the Faith, Electric Eye, off of Screaming for Vengeance, Freewheel Burning, off of, oh, what the hell is it? It's late, folks. Bear with me. Off of Defenders of the Faith, Living After Midnight, off of British Steel. Of course, You've Got Another Thing Coming. Oh, whoa, whoa, yeah. Boy, that was irritating. Sometimes I would just skip the tape, but I first got into this back in was it the late 80s, early 90s. My wife actually bought me the VHS of Priest Live, and you know what? At that time, I loved it. I mean, you didn't really have much that you could watch on home video. There was no such thing as YouTube and file sharing and whatnot. But instead, I had this on VHS, which is very cool. Number 12, the Eagles. So recently, you may have seen that I did a review of Don Felder, who actually performed at a local park right near my house, uh, Eisenhower Park. He played 16 songs. Uh, Great set. Uh, Eagles, at this time in 1980, they were barely speaking to each other. They just they fulfilled an obligation by putting um, this live album together. Uh, Bill Simsick, their producer, said that basically this was a coast to coast effort because you had some that were um, recording down in Miami to correct the mistakes, and then you had, I think it was Glenn back in California. He would not be in the same studio with the rest of them, so that's uh, that's what they did. But great set nonetheless. Uh, Mostly their later stuff: Hotel California, Heartache Tonight, I Can't Tell You Why, Long Run, New Kid in Town, Life's Been Good, Joe Walsh solo, Seven Bridges Road, which they blocked when I tried to put it up. Good work, Don Henley. Wasted Time, Take It to the Limit, which goes back to 76 because of the fact that, you know, you still had, you had, oh, what the heck is his name? Their first bassist, Randy Meisner, singing lead on this one. Dylan Dalton, Desperado, Saturday Night, which was a probably the only song that I think it was a full band effort to write. All four members at that time wrote that song. All Night Long, another Joe Walsh solo. Life in the Fast Lane, and Take It Easy. Eagles Live. Check it out, folks. Number 11, Fleetwood Mac. Um, what can I say? They killed it on this. Um, so you had the original uh, two record set, and then you had the 2021 Super Deluxe edition where they added a whole bunch. I mean, songs that I stand out for me: Monday Morning, Say You Love Me, Dreams is okay, uh, Never Going Back Again, great song. I think was it Oh Well, one of the songs that was a Peter Green song that they that they did, and Lindsey Buckingham sang. Landslide's pretty cool. Over My Head, Rhiannon. Uh, Go Your Own Way, I love. Don't Stop. Uh, Secondhand News. Do 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 do. I know there's nothing to say. The Chain, which I love. Gold Dust Woman, great tune, written by Stevie Nicks. The Green Manalishi, made made famous again by Judas Priest, but Fleetwood Mac, another Peter Green written song, but this again was Lindsey Buckingham singing this, and it was very haunting. But you know what? Very good version. Of course, I'm used to the Judas Priest version, but Fleetwood Mac kills it as well. Tusk, never crazy about that. You Make Love and Fun, great Christine McVie song. And that's that. Fleetwood Mac Live. Check it out. So now to my top 10. Talking Heads, Stop Making Sense. Uh, I love this cover, which is this is all white here, but they did something a little different. Released in '84. Again, they had a great they were kind of new wave-ish, but they you know what? Nice sound to them. I love Psycho Killer, Burning Down the House, Life During Wartime, Swamp, Once in a Lifetime, uh, Take Me to the River. Uh, Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Good stuff. Really enjoyed the Talking Heads. Number 9. Oh, and I screwed this up. I didn't put the band in here, so um, let's stop the end slideshow and let's type this in right now. The Kinks dash from current slide. There you go. Now that's better. The Kinks. The One for the Road. Oh man, this is pitiful. It's called One for the Road. There we go. Save. Current slide. Okay. Uh, it's funny that this happened during the Kinks because I went and saw them right after this. They did an album right after this called "Give the People What They Want," and they had some hit songs. Cat, oh, what's that song? Destroyer, Paranoia, the Destroyer. But I saw that this was right before that, and you know what? What a great freaking show when I saw them, and you wonder why these red stars are here. So when they introduced the song Lola, so there's of course in his British accent, what you people want to hear? Lola, Lola. Sorry, we're not going to play that one tonight. boo, boo. So you gotta booze rain down, and then okay, we'll play it, but you gotta sing it along with us. So it's funny that they like to how would you say mess with the crowd. I was telling George the story that when I saw them after their set, their finale, they left the stage. Uh, And usually what happens is the house lights stay out, the fans cheer for a few minutes, and they come out for an encore. But what they did after after that set ended, the house lights came right on and everybody booed. It wasn't just booed, people were thoroughly disappointed. In unison, like they were sad that they're not going to get any more of the Kinks. But then what they did, they turned the house lights right back off, and then everybody went nuts, and they ended up coming back for I think 3 or 4 encores, which was really cool. So they really gave us a good show, and you could see that they're giving people a good show here. Hard Way, Catch Me Now I'm Falling, Where Have All the Good Times Gone, Lola, All Day and All of the Night, Stop Your Sobbing, I'm on a low budget. Down, 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 down. I'm on a low budget. Of course, wish I could fly like Superman. Celluloid Heroes. You really got me. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. Great band, the Kinks. Perfect time to go see them in concert. Those early '80s. Number 8, Crocus. Uh, a Swiss metal band who basically, if I had to describe them, I would describe them as a Swiss AC/DC. Uh, you know, vocalist Mark Storaci, great vocalist. He can go toe to toe with Brian Johnson and the other guy. I can't think of his name right now, but uh, Bon Scott. That's it. Uh, Mark Storaci can go head to head with them anytime. Long Stick Goes Boom, Eat the Rich, Screaming in the Night, Midnight Maniac, Bedside Radio, Stayed Awake All Night, Headhunter. I mean, granted, it's only one disc, but let me tell you, they really kick ass for these 9 songs. One burner after another. Good job, guys. Number 7, Black Sabbath Live Evil. Um, and of course, I picked the live album that took place during um, the Ronnie James Dio era. Sadly, this would lead to their downfall. He would end up leaving Black Sabbath, either that or I don't know if he was fired or he left, but uh, I think it was a mutual parting because uh, some shit started to go back and forth between the Iommi and Geezer Butler camp, and then of course the Dio and Vinny Appice camp. That Dio was going into the studio and he was mixing up his vocals, making his vocals more prominent in the mix. And also, I guess they were peeved because he was planning on doing some solo material. So they parted ways, sadly, but they would reconcile 8 years later, and I would get to see them together. Uh, Probably a couple of years before we lost Mr. Dio. But on this night, Neon Knights, NIB, Children of the Sea, Voodoo, uh, Black Sabbath, War Pigs, Iron Man, back to Dio material. The Mob Rules, Heaven and Hell, Sign of the Southern Cross. Good stuff. Good stuff. Great freaking album. And you know what? Dio sang the Ozzy stuff very well. Damn, I would have loved to see this set. Would have been really cool. All right. Number 6, The Who, live at Shea Stadium. Again, recorded in 82, but released in March of this year. Substitute, I Can't Explain, Dangerous, Sister Disco, The Quiet One, with John Entwistle vocals. It's Hard, Eminence Front, more recent stuff. Behind Blue Eyes, Bobo O'Reilly, I'm One, The Punk and the Godfather, uh, stuff off of, oh, what the hell's that album? Quadrophenia, which I love. Who Are You? Song iffy on. Pinball Wizard, See Me, Feel Me, off of Tommy. Love Reign Over Me. Long Live Rock, a song which I love. Won't Get Fooled Again. Young Man Blues. I Saw Her Standing There. Interesting. Summertime Blues. Closed it with Twist and Shout. Love the Who. This was the concert where the Clash opened for them. I was originally going to take Who's Last, but I like this set list better. I like this album cover better, so took a little creative license here. All right. I'm going to take a break for 2 seconds here. So let's stop sharing and let's pause. We're back. Okay, so let's reshare. Okay, there we are. So The Who live at Shea Stadium, number 6, to the top 5. Number 5, Saxon. The Eagle has landed. I mean, what can I tell you, folks, other than the fact that this is just a really killer set here. You had the original 1 disc and then a 2006 remaster with bonus tracks. Basically, just a way of trying to resell the same discs, but they managed. Motorcycle Man, 747 Strangers in the Night, Princes of the Night, Strong Arm of the Law, Heavy Metal Thunder, 20,000 Feet, Wheels of Steel, Never Surrender. And the band played on. Dallas 1 p.m. Basically, what I mentioned was all my Saxon favorites, and I had the pleasure of seeing them earlier this year, and they really killed it, just like they killed it right here, folks. So Saxon, number 5, a band that I thought could have been bigger in the States, but they weren't. But you know what? Big in my book. Good job, guys. Number 4, The Scorpions, Worldwide Live. That's a band that I went and saw in the early 1982, I believe. So, and you know what? They really killed it on stage. I saw them at Madison Square Garden. Coming Home, Blackout, Bad Boys Running Wild, Loving You Sunday Morning, Make It Real, Big City Nights, Still Loving You, a metal ballad or a power ballad, Rock You Like a Hurricane. Can't live without you. You're just another piece of meat. And then, of course, Dynamite. Do, do, do. The Zoo, No One Like You. Awesome. Awesome job, guys. The Scorpions, number 4. Okay, getting to our top 3. Rush, Exit Stage Left. There is no repeat for the songs that were on their first live album, All the World's a Stage. This is their stuff I would say from uh, what's the album? Uh, oh man, I can't think of the name of that album. Damn it. The album before Hemispheres. Uh, oh boy, I'm gonna have to go look that up. Unbelievable. Hang on. I'm back. I am back, and I am going back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so it was on the tip of my tongue. It's the album was called A Farewell to Kings. So basically, everything from Farewell to Kings up to Moving Pictures. So that's what, four albums: Farewell to Kings, Hemispheres, uh, Permanent Waves, and of course, Moving Pictures. So Spirit of Radio, Red Barchetta, YYZ, Passage to Bangkok, one exception, which goes back to 2112, but I love this version better than the album version. Closer to the Heart, Jacob's Ladder, The Trees, Xanadu, which I absolutely love, Free Will, Tom Sawyer, La Villa Strangiato, a 9-minute instrumental, which I love, Rush, Exit Stage Left. For the two to beat it, they had to be freaking phenomenal, I would think. So, number two, my fellow Long Islander, Billy Joel, Songs in the Attic. This album basically introduced me to his back catalog, and it was a very important album for me in the early 80s. I used to work at an electronics store, and I guess somebody bought the album to use as a demo CD, back in the day. CDs were just starting to get popular. So um, basically, we played it for all the customers. But I mean, look at these great songs. Miami 2017 kills it. So much better than the album version. Summer Highland Falls, Street Life Serenader, which some excellent piano by Mr. Joel. Los Angelinos, where he goes more to the electric piano. She's Got Away, a ballad. Everybody Loves You Now. Say Goodbye to Hollywood, which was a minor hit for Billy off this album. Captain Jack Will Get You High Tonight. You're My Home, without revealing anybody. Somebody in my family used this as their wedding song, their wedding dance song. Great, great tune. This would be more my song, The Ballad of Billy the Kid, uh, from a town known as Oyster Bay, Long Island. I'm from town of Hempstead, Long Island. I've Loved These Days. Amazing, amazing album. I never get tired of it. And you know what? Basically, this album, very important album. It basically opened me up to everything that Billy did prior to The Stranger. Good job, Billy. Number one. Boom, 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 boom. What do you think it is? I'll give you I'll give you the countdown. Five, four, three, two, one. Iron Maiden, Live After Death. Amazing, amazing. This is basically all of their stuff up to and including Power Slave. This is right before the Somewhere in Time album, an album which is not as good for me as the others. I mean, Number of the Beast, great freaking album. Peace of Mind, uh, Power Slave, all burners. Uh, and then, of course, there's a couple of their oldies. You got Iron Maiden, um, Running Free, um, Phantom of the Opera. But songs that I love: Aces High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, The Trooper, Revelations. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Flight of Icarus I love. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Power Slave. Number of the Beast. Hallowed be thy name. Run to the Hills. Wrathchild. Oh, another oldie from the Paul Di'Anno era. 22 Acacia Avenue I love. Children of the Damned. Die with Your Boots On. Phantom of the Opera. Uh, and then, of course, for the reissue bonus disc, they also gave you Sanctuary and Murders in the Rue Morgue, a song that I saw them play back in '82 with Priest. Uh, that and Wrathchild, among others. So, two more slides to show you. So, right, number one, Iron Maiden, Live After Death. Okay, so no more. This is what the cover is going to look like. All the covers together, best live albums of the 80s. This will be my YouTube video cover. Reminiscing, this was the cover, best live albums of the 70s. I'm undecided if I want to do 90s, 2000s, if I want to combine a few decades, but I'll think of something in time. But backing up, these were the best live albums of the 80s. This is Jack Toledano. I hope you enjoyed it. In the comment section, please tell me what your 80s live albums are. You could give me your top 5, 10, 20, 15, whatever you like. Just, you know what, hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I really enjoy doing these. If you have other general album topics that you'd like me to cover, put it in the comments, and you know what, I'll take it under advisement. I'd like to think about doing it. So anyway, have a good night, folks, and I will speak to you soon. Jack Toledano, all or not according to Jack. Over and out.